What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to the Triassic Iceman YouTube channel. So do you guys want to know what my favorite Jurassic Park / World franchise dinosaur toy is? Yeah, it might come to your surprise. I know many of you have been waiting for this very moment. Now, when I grew up, when I was a little duck-billed platypus, Jurassic Park was making its way to the theaters, okay? I was like 7 or 8 years old. And I remember after I saw the film, my dad took me to the store, one that sold toys, right? They sold groceries and toys and everything else. And I looked in the Jurassic Park aisle. I just remember the smell that it would emit, just the sort of rubber plastic stuff. It had a certain smell to it. And the Dilophosaurus in particular, at that time, was my favorite. Just how squishy it was, and you could stick it in the water and squish it, then it'll suck water up down its throat, then you could spit it out. It was called the spitter, you know what I mean? Wow, did they make them good back then. But I mean, the proportions were off. That's something that they couldn't really do that well back in those days. They didn't have the whole 3D rendering printing concept. They couldn't, like, put it on the computer and then put it in plastic and boom, you have the same proportions, the same model and everything. They didn't have that back then, right? So that's one thing that today has going for it, especially with the Hammond collection, because I think that they take the proportions a bit more seriously with the Hammond collection. In fact, I have a Spinosaurus back there, which some of you might know this. I made a couple videos on it. The Hammond collection Spinosaurus has been announced, and it's expected to come out this summer, yeah. And this is the one that we've all been anticipating. Hopefully they get that right. But nonetheless, I have a Camp Cretaceous Spinosaurus back there, and proportionally speaking, it's the Camp Cretaceous line, and I just don't think they tried all that hard with the proportions. The tail is really short. It just looks dumb. It looks like a chicken. But here now is what I think is my favorite Jurassic Park dinosaur toy so far. And let me know in the comments, what is yours? And with that being said, I think that they're working on the Bull T-Rex. I'll tell you why in just a minute here. But this guy. Yeah, look at the colossal, look at how long the tail is. You see that beautiful tail? And the seams aren't that bad on it. I mean, the skull is pretty big. You know, the skull is huge, but we kind of like huge skulls with the T-Rexes, right? That's just part of the allure. These guys have always had big skulls, especially in the Jurassic franchise. But check this out, how you can open up its bottom jaw pretty wide, and then you can even open its top jaw so it looks like it's really grasping for that roar. Because I think some lizards and stuff, they have like a separate joint here on the top of their skull where they can really open up their mouth really far. And presumably that's what the T-Rex has, I think, according to the archaeology or paleontology. But hot damn! Look at that creature. What a beautiful Jurassic Park toy. It's the colossal T-Rex. And I have this thing displayed in my office. Now, let me show you another one. Remember that image, because this one isn't quite as good. Not quite as nice. Oh, I gotta plug in my laptop. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get it plugged in real quick here. Wow. This one, I just feel like many have kissed the ass of this one, and why would you? I mean, look at how the seams are all over the place. It has a thin tail. The tail isn't as long proportionally. The feet are humongous. Just these big seams in the middle of the body. It's really unimmersive. And then the seam up here, and it looks like it has I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, it has a layer of skin right here. You guys know what I'm getting at? It looks like, you know, that thing that they often remove from babies when they're born or whatever in some cultures. But it's just weird, and it's just kind of like baby boys. But, I mean, it's just nasty, man. Like, why do they have that on this toy, you know? And it's kind of rubbery even. But, I mean, obviously they have that there so that it can spin its neck around and all that, move its head around. So, but I think that they should make some compromises. I think they should get rid of some articulation and give us more of a streamlined model like this one with some movement. I mean, hide the seams better, for one. Like the Giganotosaurus, they did a good job at hiding the seams. And I have a couple of those. But that colossal T-Rex is my favorite one from the line. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. If they could make a Hammond collection bull T-Rex, or buck T-Rex as they called it in the Lost World, with the nice green hues and all that, I just think that could be a beautiful model. And make it kind of like this one. Only downsize the skull a little bit. I mean, even if you turn it, like you look at it from the top, it looks a lot like the movie Rexus. Yeah, look at that thing, how beautiful that is. It looks just like the Stan Winston model. Whereas, if we look at the top of this one here, I mean, it just, you see the seams, and it's a little too skinny in some spots, and then it just bulks out again. It just doesn't look natural. And the hips are sticking out way too much. These, the thigh bones, or whatever you call them, the hip bones are, you know, it just seems disproportionate. And I know that they could do a better job. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Would you want to see a bull T-Rex? Would you want to see them maybe even... Now, this is what I think they should do, but I think it's asking too much. I think they should consider remaking Rexy, this T-Rex from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. I mean, if you have to, make the Jurassic World model over, even though the Jurassic World model sucks, but at least add the aged aspect that we get in Jurassic World, and get the proportions right again. You know, use the Stan Winston model. Just make like this version of Rexy, only make her look a little older if you have to have an excuse to make another one. But I just think that's what they should do, because this is one of the first, I mean, this is the first big Hammond collection model that they've added to the line. And it's no wonder it's so far from perfect. We saw the Giganotosaurus, which I think is far better than this. It's the latest large model in the Hammond collection. We saw the Brachiosaurus, which I think is pretty damn good as well. I don't have one, but this is the first one. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they got the big feet. They got the very noticeable seams. They got the sort of weird proportions on it. I mean, the skull is pretty good, except again for the neck. I don't like all that crap on the neck. It just doesn't look right. But imagine if they were to make a bull or buck T-Rex from the Lost World. And what if we could even get the doe? And we even saw both of them in Fallen Kingdom. Now, I didn't see that film, but I watched some of the scenes on YouTube. And at the end of that film, we saw Rexy, right? Rexy like this one, walking up, boom, 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 boom. And there were the Lost World Rexes kind of looking down on the cliff, almost accepting her into their pack, if you will, or whatever you call it, into their flock. I don't know. So what if they were to simultaneously release both the buck and the doe T-Rex? Would you guys be up for that? Let me know in the comments below. They act like they're going to keep pushing this line, and I remember they're really talking it up, and they've been doing a damn good job so far. I have the Ceratosaurus up here on my speaker. I'll show that in a future video. It's probably one of my favorite models, and it's really rare. If you look that thing up in the used market, people are asking a ton for that thing. And I got a couple others as well. But let me know in the comments, do you guys want to see the buck T-Rex? And which one would you rather see first? The Indominus Rex or the buck T-Rex from the Lost World? We know that the Spinosaurus is coming first. It's coming this summer. So which one do you want to see next? The buck or the Indominus Rex? Comment below if you will, like this video, subscribe to the page, hit the bell so you're notified next time I post a video, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace be with you.